gave it back to what's his face, Peter.
To Austin Peterson, yeah. And Peterson. From what I saw, that was all verified by a lot of people.
Right.
That actually happened.
Now,
and then a little while later, supposedly, allegedly, somebody from the Gary Johnson campaign came and said, "Hey, yeah, this isn't looking good. We'll give you $500 if you give us the gun back."
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And they said no.
I had heard an apologist for Johnson was saying that, well, Peterson gave him the gun, but he was snarky about it and they were still bitter and were confrontational with each other, and that's why Johnson threw it away.
So here's my thing.
So I doubt.
I'm going to give you my take on this. I know this is rare that I give my opinion.
Yeah. I can't.
But
I can't wait.
If you, Brian, who are always snarky and always annoying to me, if you give me a gun, even if you're snarky about it, I'm going to keep it.
As a matter of fact, you are always asking if you can have my guns.
I know you don't have any, but I sometimes think you have some pretty cool ones.
If I had one.
Right.
And if one I recently acquired, an M1 carbine from World War II, if that were true.
It's not. But if it were,
you would ask me if you could shoot it.
Yeah. That's true.
If I had it, I said, yes, let's go do that. And then I went and bought ammunition. I said, no, not at $1 a round.
Yeah.
If I actually had that.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, you're never going to shoot it.
And neither are you.
No. But if I had that gun, it's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice shape.
I can shoot it once, right? Hypothetically,
I might have a round in my pocket right now that I showed you hypothetically. During the Korean War, they said that the rounds after a couple hundred yards actually bounced off of the Chinese winter.
Because they're wearing big snowsuits, nice North Face jackets.
They complained, and actually orders were issued to shoot for the head.
So maybe they weren't bouncing off. Maybe they were zombies. And that's a cover-up. Oh, it's the jackets. It's not the fact that they're actually undead.
You're not up with Game of Thrones, are you?
No, why would I be?
Maybe they were White Walkers.
I don't know what that is. But
I know.
Hey.
One person out here listening will know what that is.
So the other thing about Gary Johnson and Libertarians and this whole deal, right, I will say most of the time I generally side with Libertarian train of thought, right?
Principles, and ideas. Yeah,
but I completely think it's hilarious, this whole, we need to get rid of the two-party system by making it a three-party system because that's better, right? It's no different.
It's 1/3 better.
No, it's 50% better. It's 1/2 better. You're
really?
horrible at math.
God, I hate math.
Wow. Okay. But what's really funny is like Gary Johnson.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't 50% better than 1/3?
Yes.
Okay,
but you were still wrong.
I know, but it's even better than that.
I'm just saying, you think you're a scientist, you're bad at math.
I am a scientist, and Einstein wasn't good at math.
That's not true.
Well,
that's actually not true.
Yeah,
he was actually like a math prodigy from the time he was very young.
That's not true either. He had all kinds
No,
of
it is
issues.
true.
No.
He did not.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I'm telling
Listen,
you.
Look it up.
Look it up, and I'm saying don't just read Wikipedia about to figure it out.
Einstein never even used a handheld calculator, ever.
What's your point? That's how dumb he was?
Yeah.
He could have been. Imagine what he could have done if he had.
Oh, my God. We'd be on Mars right now.
We'd be brains in vats.
Yeah. Whoa.
By the way, I think Elon Musk is correct.
No, he's an idiot.
Just FYI. Is he? Mm-hmm. Is he really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is he? All he has is like
we're 1 in billions chance that we're not a simulation.
Right.
Who cares?
Well, exactly. Who cares? But
it's a stupid argument.
We had the argument for several hours last week.
Yeah, I know. Not on the air, did we?
No, just for 30 minutes or so on.
But pre-show?
What was I talking about? Oh, Libertarians.
Yeah.
It's ironic and hilarious and hypocritical a little bit that they bitch at you if you vote for a Democrat or Republican because you're not. I'm going to vote based on principle, and I will never vote for anyone that's not 100% in line with my principles, right?
Who says that?
Lots of libertarians have said that. We know one. We have a mutual acquaintance that has said that.
Huh.
They say it all. You don't see this? Do you talk to people?
No, not if I can help it. No, God. No.
Anyway, but now that Gary Johnson is the nominee, I see everywhere people talking about, well, I can probably hold my nose and vote for Gary Johnson. Like, well, he's the best choice out of the choices we have. He's the lesser of three evils. And it's funny, right? Because it's exactly what a lot of them complain about, that you shouldn't vote for the Republican candidate just because he's better than the Democrat candidate. Well, I'd say you shouldn't vote for the Libertarian candidate just because he's a little better than the Republican and the Democrat candidate.
There is a certain retired professor of evolution and genetics from the University of Chicago who says that and he's a bleeding heart communist liberal. He says he cannot stand Hillary Clinton. He thinks she's dishonest, untrustworthy, but he's still going to vote for her.
Right.
Because he can't vote for Trump.
Yeah, sure.
Because Trump will destroy the world.
Sure. And I get that. And I mean, that's a whole movement, right? The never Trump thing.
Yeah, but my point, it's like what you're saying. I mean, here's a person that despises the candidate he's going to vote for more than he despises, or less than he despises the other candidate.
Right.
Well, what the hell? I mean, I suppose that's always been a part of politics. I mean, you're never going to find everybody.
And that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the hypocrisy.
It's going to be in line with what you want.
Yeah. I'm talking about the hypocrisy of several libertarians that I've heard in person talk about not voting for anybody unless they are completely aligned with you, but then always voting for the Libertarian candidate no matter what they believe. Even if they
don't agree with everything the Libertarian Party
if they point to an anti-gun vice president candidate, right?
It's the vice president.
Yeah.
You have more power than he does.
Do you understand what Hillary Clinton did? She wasn't ever vice president.
When she was vice president? Yeah, I don't. Tell me more.
Sorry, I get her and Joe Biden mixed up.
Easy to do.
It's the hair plugs.
It's the hair plugs. And the nose, I think. A little bit in the nose. Anyways, Joe Biden was a very handsome man in his youth. But then so was I, so there you go.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's skip the one that's there, Brian, and go to the next one real quick before a break.
Okay, but I also want to talk about my experience with a fish hook through my finger.
Oh, do that right now.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't think you'd give me any time for that.
No,
I was out.
You've got 2 minutes.
I can't do it in 2 minutes. I was out fly fishing on our local lake, trying to catch some largemouth bass on a fly rod. May or may not have had a couple of cocktails. I don't remember. But
I remember. Would you like me to say whether you had?
Yeah.
You had.
Okay.
I wasn't there, but I got a message from you. I've been
Guess
drinking.
what happened?
Yeah.
And so,
it was a very loud message.
And so, thank goodness, trout flies in general are fairly small. But somehow, I buried that sucker right in past the barb into my middle finger on my right hand. And I'm looking at it.
Let me see.
Going, you can see little black
you
dots there.
Can't see anything.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's if you get close up.
Wow.
So, the tetanus is in
you
there.
Get close up.
Get really close.
Okay.
Get a hand lens, you'll see it.
Were you using rusty hooks?
So no, well, they're pretty old hooks.
Okay.
Anytime you get a what do you call it? A puncture wound, you're supposed to get a tetanus shot. Anyways,
I don't think that's true.
That is kind of true. It's a rule of thumb. It's a rule of middle finger. So there I'm looking at this sucker and going, shoot. And I didn't say shoot. So this is the first time I've ever buried it past the barb, right?
Yeah.
And there's a reason the barb's on there.
So it doesn't come back out.
Yeah. So I said, hell with it. I'm going to pull it back out. It's like an arrow that goes in. They say it's better to push it through than to pull it back out.
You tried to pull it out?
Oh, I did. I said, I will tough it out, and I will pull that sucker out even if it rips it up because I don't want to have to turn it over and push it through my finger again to get the barb exposed.
Right.
Actually put it in my teeth and was yanking on it. It hurt. And
Wow.
And so I'm going, wow, skin is really tough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's a tiny little barb. It's a tiny little hook. And the sucker wouldn't come out. So I said, I got to do it, right? So then I turn it over there, and it's like a Tremors movie where you can kind of see the little thing kind of sticking its head up.
Yeah.
If you put your tongue against your cheek and move it around,
Yeah, so
I could see it. And I could actually figure out where I wanted it to come through. So I placed it in there.
Half of our audience just passed out, by the way.
No.
Welcome to Medical Hour.
And so I said, all right, and this is small again. This is pretty small. And I'm working, left-handed kind of thing. And I push. Ow! Didn't come through. I pushed a little harder. Didn't come through. Yeah. I even think I tried 4 or 5 times before I finally just went.
That's even worse.
Sucker, and I just pushed that, and I swear to God, I heard it go pop.
Yeah, and then you realize you had your other finger over where it was going.
And that went in there past the barb. So now I got my middle finger and my index finger. No, that would be funny, though.
Yes, it would.
So now I got the barb out, and I'm going, all right, now we can get somewhere. So I thought, what the hell am I going to do now? Oh, yeah, I carry a pair of small pliers in my fly fishing vest.
Yeah.
So I reached that, and I looked at all the rust on that and said, that's not going to be very helpful. So I clamped it on there with the wire cutter part of the pliers, and I'm squeezing, and it's not cutting.
Yeah. You need to sharpen them a little bit.
So there was a guy that was fishing kind of next to me there, and he says, need any help? I said, well, yeah, I kind of do. So I got a fish hook in my finger, and he says, oh, been there, done that. I said, okay.
When I was 6.
So he comes over. He can't do it either. And I go, oh, man, what am I going to do? I'm thinking, well, I got to go to Ready Care, emergency or something, He goes, oh, I got a pair of pliers in my tackle box. I'll be right back. So he goes there and comes back.
I've got some bolt cutters.
So
we'll take the finger right off.
Yeah, that's what it would look like. So I'm holding that barb out and the hook up as high as I can, and he's trying to latch onto that. And I go, don't get my finger, right? Because that's all I needed was to slice off a hunk of my finger. He goes, you do it. So I placed it in there and squeezed it. Pop! Got it off. So I slipped the hook back out, and now it's bleeding really good. And I'm letting it bleed into the lake because that's good chum, right?
Yeah, sure. The sharks will get you.
Yeah, the sharks will come right up to you, and the freshwater sharks. And I'm planting it down there because I want to get the tetanus out of there. I want to get the tetanus out of there and the bacteria and all that in the fish scales and stuff. So I'm pushing all the blood out as much as I can. And I go, huh. And I looked at him. I said, you don't happen to have a Band-Aid, do you? He goes, no. He had a water bottle, though. I said, can I use your water bottle and kind of rinse it off?
And then you just took a drink, gave it back to him.
This isn't rum in here. So then I splashed all of the water and got the blood off.
You dumped it on and realized it was rum.
Yeah, it burned like a son of a gun. But that's good because that kills the germs.
Yeah, that'll get the tetanus out.
So now I'm like, so you don't have a Band-Aid. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Oh, I have a paper towel in my vest pocket. So I wrapped it up in that. I went home. I poured myself a drink. I stuck my finger in the drink with the alcohol.
Really?
Yeah. And I took a sip and then dunked and sipped and dunked. And that was last Saturday. And right now it's not infected.
You can't see anything.
I did.
I don't even believe you did it.
Yeah. I did email my doctor tonight. Oh, and I said, should I get a tetanus shot? And what are the risks if I don't? Because I've had shots, but it says if you haven't had one within 5 years, you should get one.
He said, how does your jaw feel?
She said nothing yet because she's not going to answer me until tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, my jaw's been hurting and kind of locking up on me.
Yeah.
My neck and back is really hurting.
Yeah. And
I'm getting tremors. So
I can't think of anything worse than if you got lockjaw and couldn't talk a lot.
That's a dream of a lot of people.
All right, we're going to take a break, so I want you to ask a trivia question, but ask a good one.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. This is not a presidential question so much as a presidential wife or first lady question. So which first lady held seances at the White House?
Ooh, I know the answer.
I know you do, and so did I.
All right, we'll be right back.
Lock it in. and rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.